come out the final turn.
Now, he should have been shown the long lap.
And Jack Puetezan, unfortunately, have gone down as well. And David Gonzalez, who qualified 4th on the grid. Yeah, that's what really changed the conditions ahead of today, basically, as we see going a little bit wide there and having to defend from your race winner last time I came out. And there was 1, 2, 3, 4 drops of rain, and then a deluge.
It is the orange helmet of Brian Uriarte out in front. And we'll be able to adjust their pace and the throttle openings accordingly.
Helmets in a row, an absolute commentator's nightmare. We don't need much more.
Thus far been tremendously predictable, so fingers crossed that when they
hand across the finish line then, so it's him, Danish, then Benyat
is going to move to the front of that pack. But the thing is, finish lap.
So down through garage for
up with a gap of 0.4 of a second, and I see Carpe, he should be shown the sign at the end of this lap, and then
but it's quite similar to what they were experiencing yesterday around sort of
Uriarte. Of course, he's got to concentrate on the one hand, but he's got
probably the hottest conditions of the day so far, to be honest. View then.
Yeah, yes, and the fact that the surface is just so very, very aggressive, and
it's wide, cutting the chicane. They've got to make sure they rejoin in the approach.
And I just wonder how many of them. I think they're all very conscious. And Uriarte will try very, very hard to break this field.
Exactly, but Quiles moves up the inside of Danish.
That's right. Now, time here. He knows that perhaps the only other person who can do a similar lap,
apart from as it goes down right towards the finish line.
Okay, so I'm sure Brian Uriarte will have his head...
But he's got Danish just behind him. Quiles in 3rd place. Pretty good start, actually, from 7th place. Saw him move quickly up to 5th, but in that...
And, of course, Magella, you have a much faster run onto it. Anyway,
well, there we...
He's back in the second. There is the 95 of Marco Marucci.
Oh, so it's less than a kilometre. There we go.
It is 0.6 of a mile. It's 100
to the top 10. Not a good start from Leo then, from 5th on the... Now, the back straight. How many kilometres is it? 1.2? Something towards turn 2 and 3, but will Gonzalez get him on the cutback? Yes, he does. The neck and neck. His best, I would say, then, after a little blip in Austria, let's say, is
of David Gonzalez. Brian Uriarte then still the leader, but as I said, penalty board, and it should come up on his screen so he can.
With 10 laps to go.
We'll say riders okay. Let's
it's been pushed back a bit down into the pack. He's 7th at the moment. Unfortunately, a few riders crashed out. Belford, Pavelec, Carter Thompson. Morelli is the one chasing their views. The storm rolled in, didn't it? As they finished qualifying yesterday. So
it's the 31 of Goodyear Pugliese, the 16-year-old Italian.
Worth noting, yesterday when we finished qualifying, the checkered flag literally more of this, I've got to tell you. Actually,
anyway,
it's fine for the Mineiro near enough.
It do start to go away. The guys are going to get plenty of warning of it.
Fernandez, Giulio Pugliese, Carter Thompson, 4 yellow.
Fingers crossed. It's our first year with these Pirelli tyres, and they have.
Brian Uriarte did have about 0.8 of a second in.
Has realised that he's going and wants to go with him, so he's not hanging about. Be able to, next time he comes down here, be able to take the long lap penalty. He can't do it on this
free practice 2 time.
That's right. No, so Uriarte now has have it in the back of his head that he's going to take this long lap penalty, and as I say,
as well. So it's a bit of a challenge out there.
Danish in 2nd place. Can he close in on Brian Uriarte? And abrasive here.
Yeah, they're absolutely chewing up tyres in this sort of heat. Yes, and these are appropriate place as we once again join the bird's eye
of the fact that the tyres may not go the distance in terms of the...
Yeah, no, I'm not sure he is going to. We've got other riders going off in the background then.
Well, there's that huge... It's a big group there, isn't it? A good sort of 10, 11 people. Time is Hakim Danish, and Hakim's got to do the long lap penalty. So if he can, Brian...
but... As we come into turn 1, Uriarte still maintains
down. If he can break away, he's going to do that. He knows he can do the laps.
Then, and this is where those curbs are on the outside of the runners. There are no more track limits. Not really sure what happened in the turn 2, turn 3 melee then that time around. Go into the final turn. Uriarte stays in charge.
Pirelli, he's featuring in this already as well.
Yeah, he had he got hit hard, to be honest, as well. So. It's a red-hot pace like the sun out there at the moment.
Very, very aggressive and abrasive here.
Yeah, they're absolutely chewing up tyres in 201s. Most of the others, apart from Pugliese and Dinesh, they're
all very conscious of the fact that the tyres may not go...
Absolutely fascinating. I wonder what the conditions are like out there. I mean, the pace...
That's right. Now there's that huge, it's a big group there, isn't it?
Sixth place with Sullivan Mounty up from 11th on the grid there in 7th as well, just off towards the finish line. But as we come into...
I think being caught by the 31 of Giulio Pugliese.
In 3rd place then. And this is where those curbs are on the outside of the run.
What he did wrong, but obviously he's done something. Okay, it's Veda Patama. And then... Anyway.
Well, there we go. Into the final turn. Uriarte.
Messy way to start the race, isn't it? What a shame. Okay, and you don't know why. Tenths of a mile. It's 173 metres short.
Here running this high up. As we see, Tassini had a grid infringement. 1.2, something like that.
Yeah, it's actually 9.
Just taking away a few points, but had a great start to the season back in Jerez. In Austria, let's say, as Valentin Peroni stalks all over the back. Les 11th in the standings is the number 11 coming into this race. Well then, Hakim Dinesh in 3rd place then, looking pretty.
David Gonzalez looking super determined in 2nd, and his right pace, he just didn't put all the lap together apart from that one that was cancelled. Looking back at David Gonzalez, and he couldn't do it. Well, he made it work this time. You don't get the impression, as usual with the TV, just how steep it is downhill. And you saw the number 11 of David Gonzalez make the pass on Brian
as well. You can see with how much downhill braking there is. I mean, that is really, really wide, caught up in some kind of chaos. But our timing screens, it'll be a real test of their endurance, the Rookies Cup riders in this sort of heat.
As hard as he wanted to.
It's Ramersdorfer who went down and
had a 2nd and a 3rd, so Max knows his way around here. He was 2nd and 3rd.
David Gonzalez with him.
And just, I think, Vay's not hanging about. He's going to move to the front of that pack.
What a big shame that was. Such a good charge through the field already. But So
Uriarte now has opened up with a gap of 4/10 of a second. Yeah, 2:02.0. So he's almost on his pole time.
It's a bit of a challenge out there, but it's quite similar to what they were experiencing from these leaders.
And pole time was 2:01.95
in this sort of heat. Yes, and these are probably the hottest conditions of the day so far. In 2:02s, everybody else in minimum 2:03. So it's just
the distance in terms of the fact that the surface is just so
being drilled out here. I mean, you got 2 riders out the top.
Sort of 10, 11 people, and I just wonder how many of them. I think they're
at the back of this group, so we're really seeing it properly strung out, Peter. This is turn 1. Uriarte still maintains that lead, but Quiles moves up the inside of Dinesh.
And Hakim Dinesh on the number 13.
Carter Thompson there in 6th. There are no more track limits apart from as it goes down right.
The 11 of David Gonzalez, Brian Uriarte, and those trio.
He stays in charge, but he's got Dinesh just behind him. Quiles.
I mean, he could have been in the wrong position or what? I have no idea. Well, we don't know exactly. Shorter than the Mugello straight, and of course Mugello, you have a much faster run onto it.
Double long lap penalty. Oh dearie me.
Yeah, that's 168 metres.
Oh, so it's less than a kilometre.
Yeah,
there we go.
It is 8
points coming away from that one. So, but this is, he's going to get a bit of a nosebleed of Alvaro Carpe then. Now, the back straight. How many kilometres is it? He's finished 3 out of 4 races so far. A very quiet Lamotti, back to his best, I would say, then after a little blip.
On the tail of Veda Patama now.
David Gonzalez.
But he's the man on the move at the moment. They slow each other down, then Veda is going to disappear. But the number 11 of Rico Samela with the fastest lap of the race so far. He said he was confident of his Uriarte. The previous lap we've been on board with Brian.
So steep, the corners into the reverse corkscrew, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. You don't
confirm it is Ramersdorfer and Benyat Fernandez who have both crashed. I mean, yeah, incredibly intense it is. Very physically demanding, sir.
Pembalap Indonesia Veda Ega Pratama baru saja menjalani kompetisi yang menegangkan di sesi balapan kedua Red Bull Rookies Cup 2025. Setelah gagal meraih podium di sesi balapan pertama, pembalap Indonesia, Veda Ega Pratama kembali berjuang di sesi balapan kedua Red Bull Rookies Cup 2025, Minggu, 8 Juni 2025. Di sesi balapan kedua ini, Veda yang start dari pole position melaju di barisan terdepan di awal lap. Sementara Veda memimpin, pembalap Brian Uriarte membuntuti dengan ketat di belakangnya. Setelah sekitar 2 lap berlalu, posisi pembalap di barisan terdepan mulai berubah. Uriarte tergeser ke posisi keempat sementara David Gonzalez dan Hakim Danish menempati posisi kedua dan ketiga secara berurutan. Sayangnya, di lap berikutnya giliran Veda yang digeser Gonzalez. Pembalap Indonesia itu tergeser ke posisi kedua, sementara Gonzalez memimpin balapan. Sementara Veda berada di posisi kedua, pembalap Indonesia lainnya, Kiandra Ramadipa tengah berjuang di posisi ke-10. Balapan terus berjalan, beberapa perubahan terjadi. Ramadipa diketahui mengalami naik turun posisi selama lap berikutnya. Pembalap Indonesia itu sempat turun ke posisi 12 sebelum naik ke posisi 11. Di tengah balapan yang tengah berjalan, pembalap Charter Thompson mengalami insiden crash saat balapan masih tersisa 8 lap lagi. Terlepas dari insiden tersebut, Veda berhasil kembali merebut poin pertama tak lama setelahnya. Ia kembali naik ke posisi pertama di lap berikutnya. Pembalap Indonesia itu pun terus berusaha mempertahankan posisinya di tengah ancaman para pembalap yang ada di belakangnya.